what are the chances and the likelihood that we can have innovation centers and innovation hubs right there inside the secondary schools? I mean, sometimes I fear because I feel like we're talking of a best case scenario. We're not talking of the Nigeria that we know. And it's a scary thing. How far are we from the Nigeria we know to the Nigeria we should have when it comes to the secondary school education, innovation centers, those kind of a thing? How far away are we?
So we are not so far because since WAEC, JAMB, NICO are adopting these systems, so they are like the enablers. So they are like more in support of this system, because if you have a CBT center in your school, JAMB and WAEC will come in and use these facilities. So this is where it comes sustainability. Your termly exams become CBT, sustainability. So one of the major problems with digital products and digital infrastructure like this is that the users pay for it. It's not the government. Government won't pay for services like this. So when you're talking about digital products, users pay for digital products. So if we are going to have a center like this, you pay for your WAEC fee, you write the exam digitally. You pay for JAMB, you write the exam digitally. So we are not so far off. It's just for us to be able to develop more centers, and we already have these institutions ready to back you, because you can't have a CBT center and JAMB won't use it. You won't have a CBT center and WAEC won't use it. Same like NICO.
Yeah, it's cool you said that. So the question then becomes, are we saying then that we have to, as a matter of fact right now, do away with the pen and paper examinations and then say, hey, let's go to regular computer testing? Is that what you're saying? Overhaul the whole thing, when it comes to paper and pen examinations, especially for secondary schools? Do you think we should just do away with them and go straight into computer, based testing?
Yes, for me, I think we should just do away with the pen and paper, because the handwritings are becoming uglier. My mother is a teacher. I didn't have the best handwriting in my family. So according to her, she marked WAEC. One of the reasons why people fail is that the teachers can't read your writing.
So it's like opening some kind of worms, because and it's for real, like you said. Yeah. So basically they can't read it, and so somehow they either just call you whatever they like, or just pass it.
Yes, we just look at it and they're like, okay, this is what I feel this person is trying to write. We've been to, even when you go to the bank, some people can't even write very well. Then now these younger ones in secondary school, they were born in 2010, that they started pressing phone. As a child, when you are crying, your mother gives you phone. So when do you learn how to write? Growing up, we learned how to write. We give you a book, a writing book, you follow it and you learn how to write. But right now, I don't know if they still do that, but many of them rather type. You see them, they know how to text faster. So they can use this. They can use these computers. So I think we should do away with the pen and paper and go straight to
CBTs and other computer testings.
Because, sorry to cut you,
go ahead.
Even in the university, the general courses are CBT. So let's say this person comes from a private school and they've been doing CBT. When you go to university and you're writing your general courses, it's CBT. And you go there, you do far better than this other person that comes from one remote area that haven't seen a computer. God helped him, he managed to pass the JAMB CBT and all of that, and he's in university. And here now, there's no God helping you. It's university, we are writing CBT. So for me, I just think we should just do away with the pen and paper and try to implement CBT on
I'm laughing because of when we speak about things like this, the digital divide is so huge. Yes. And I'm really hoping that somebody's watching, because we need to move very fast. Somehow, the people who are in the remote areas, you have a child of 13 who doesn't even know the average things like ABC and 1, 2, 3 at 13, and the person is still struggling. And you have somebody who's in town who's already working on CBT and all the rest, and you want to have that same future for both ways. You want them to meet at a certain level, and it becomes almost impossible. Nigeria, recently just introduced the digital technology curriculum, like we earlier stated.
Yes.
What must happen to ensure that is delivered, the real result? It's one thing to have it on paper that we have digital skills and digital learning, technology curriculum. It's one thing to implement. It's one thing to say it is working. What should we do to ensure that it works?
Well, one of the things we should do to ensure that it works is teachers' capacity development programs.
You have said that consistently. Yes. So yes. You believe that there's so much more that has to be emphasized on teachers' training.
Yes, on teachers' training. All the teachers have smartphones. So they know how to do this. So our program, our Tech Bridge program, we had the physical class and we have the online class. Now this online class was done in Zoom. So the students connect to Zoom, 5 students with their teacher, and we take the class, we show them how to use collaborative tools, because the reason why we move some of our classes online is to also show you how to work online. Because we can't be teaching you how to work online physically. You need to practicalize it. We won't teach you the thing physically, it's just strictly practical. So in the Tech Bridge program, the teachers were there, and some of the teachers already have an idea on these things. So the problem now is that the rest of the teachers, now we're talking about teachers that teach computer science. How about teachers that teach English? Because the schools are smart, the government are going into smart classrooms, like Abia State government, Enugu State government, Kano State government, bringing in smart classrooms. So this smart classrooms is not only the computer science teacher, it's for the whole teachers to be able to learn how to work digitally and deliver lectures or classes digitally.
All right, let's speak to the people who we are really talking about. I mean, the secondary school students. If there were digital skills that they should be acquiring now in preparation for the future that has already started, what skills would this be?
So one of the emerging skills right now is robotics. So many of them are going to robotics, and robotics is not just robotics. So we're talking about programming, because you need to know how to program these robots. So they should go more into programming, AI prompts, web development, and app designs, and also go into graphics. Graphics is also important, because at the end of the day, man, these things need to look good. So that's where I think the secondary school students should focus on. Just like our program, we're able to get them up to speed on these skills, because that is the future of technology.
So where do the government come in?
So the government comes in by developing these environments, because like we've been to the school, we've seen that all we need is just the computers. We are calling on government, development partners, private bodies, CSR, to come in and be like, okay, let me donate 50 computers to this school. Let me help this school and help them get to where they are supposed to be. Because even the schools in town are not as equipped as they should be. You come to a school of 1,000 students and they have 50 computers. That's not enough. But at least it's something. So with that, they can be able to write these exams in batches, and we keep going and going till maybe in the next 4 or 5 years. Since the curriculum is there, I believe that the implementation, the infrastructure will start coming in. Because, private individuals are going into these centers too. Having these centers for JAM, for WAEC, and all of that.
All right, we should be rounding up now. I would just ask you to give me maybe just 3 quick, immediate actions that, school owners, policymakers, what immediate actions should we be taking as we speak? If you're a school owner, policymaker, if you're a parent, if you're somebody who is looking, or who has somebody who is within that age range in the secondary school, what immediate actions do you think people should be taking right now?
The immediate action they should be taking is giving their children the best digital education that they can, because it's not about, the future is moving from analog to digital. So it's not going to be about pen and paper, English and maths. It's about reading and writing codes, because everything is now written under zeros and ones. The Instagram we do, the Snapchat, the content, the camera, everything is under zeros and ones. So students, teachers, parents, guardians should go into having this digital literacy for their students and for their kids.